Good morning. It is about 10:15 on Saturday the 23rd of December, and it is time to start another week-long vlog. Hopefully this vlog will feel a little bit more structured and less flappy than last week, because I've had a full week of unemployment now. Everything still feels weird. I would like to get more of a routine going, but perhaps Christmas week is not the week to get a routine going. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. I am starting to think about when I'm doing things. Like I said, Friday is going to be the day where I write stuff for YouTube. I can write stuff anytime I want for YouTube, but that is the day I'm going to dedicate to it. So we'll see. I'm going to do some recording tomorrow. I was thinking about doing it today. I don't know. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I've still got stuff I want to do today. So, reading wise, I did not read any more of Powerless. I got 2 chapters in, and I've decided that this is going back upstairs onto the TBR pile. It's not a DNF, but there's a week left plus next weekend of the year, and I don't want to carry any books over. And I've decided that this week I'm going to focus on the pile that's on my coffee table. And this was a new book to that pile. It's just under 500 pages long, so it's a book that I don't need to add to the mix. If I get through all of this, I might find something a little bit shorter, so we'll see. So it's not a getting rid of it, it's just a not now thing. What I am currently reading is The View from the Cheap Seats by Neil Gaiman. This is a collection of speeches and essays and writings. It's non-fiction, so it is a bit of a detour for what I normally read, but it's Neil Gaiman, so I really enjoy Neil Gaiman. I've read a few of them so far, and I'm on page 53. So this isn't a read straight through, this is a dip in and out. So I would rather focus on this than this. And I don't want to carry this over till the new year. So I'm going to be dipping in and out of that. My first read, though, is going to be The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. So this was sat on the coffee table. This is just under 571 pages long, so it is a decently sized book. And I did get about 50 pages in a while ago because I started it not long after it came out, but I've decided to restart this one. So the dust jacket will go back upstairs, and this is what I'm going to be focusing on now. I also have The Final Strife and Seasonal Fears on the coffee table, but I didn't bring the dust jackets down, so they just look, it's just a white book and a black book as far as you can tell. So I am going to try and start reading my books around a theme in these weeks now. Last week was just very much, I'm going to read what I want because I don't know what I want to read, and I don't know what I want to do. But now I'm going to start. I came up with another idea this morning. I'm hoping I don't need this many ideas and I find a job before I use all my ideas, but they're there just in case. So this morning, I don't have a lot on this morning because it's Saturday, and I would normally go into town, but it's Saturday and Christmas is in 2 days, so no. I keep saying it, but my book journal needs working on, so I might do a couple more entries in that. But that is everything so far this morning. There's not a vast amount going on, not a vast amount to update since yesterday, and I wrapped up yesterday's vlog. So I'm going to make some headway in this, and then I'll probably come back to you to let you know how I am getting on with it. It is about 1:20 now. I've had some lunch. The kitties are both asleep. Spencer is asleep on the other chair. Lila is next to me, all warm and sleepy, so it's so tempting to join them. But I have been doing some reading on Fragile Threads of Power. I'm on page 82. I did reread the first 50 pages, so I have read all 82 pages. We've met a couple of new characters. Again, I've picked up another sequel, so I can't tell you too much about what's going on other than something is happening to the magic. It's fading, and factions have got an idea of who it is, or they've made up their mind who it is. So one of them is blaming the royal family, so that storyline's just kicking off as well. And we've met Lila and Kel once again. We've had a bit of a wrap up of who Lila is, and even though people say that you could start with this one, I don't think so. I think you should read that first trilogy to really understand what's going on, what's happened to all the characters who have also been in that first trilogy. It's also told in two timelines. There's 7 years ago and the current timeline, and there is a lot of jumping around. A little bit too much jumping around, because just as you're getting into a chapter, it then jumps back to 7 years ago and then jumps back to now. So that is a little bit jumpy. Also, I just want to point out how awkward these are to hold. It might just me be getting old, but I just find them so awkward to hold. I just can't get in a comfortable position with a giant hardcover. As much as I love reading the massive books, it just feels a little bit awkward. Which is why I think I read so much on my Kindle, especially when the book is massive. But this one is fairly new. It's not been on an Amazon deal yet, so we are reading the giant hardcover. And yes, I had the same problem with Skyward Flight. That was a long one and heavy. That's it for now. I'm going to read a little bit more, but I do fancy some chocolate, so I'm going to go and get some chocolate and then work on this still. Good morning. It is 9:20ish on Sunday the 24th of December. I'm going to go out for a walk in a little bit. In fact, probably as soon as I've finished doing this update. It's grey outside but not raining, and I think it's fairly windy, but I need to get out and have a walk. So I did plan on vlogging more yesterday, because the plan is to make these vlogs interesting, rather than just jumping every now and again and go, I'm reading. But I'm on page 478 of the Fragile Threads of Power. Yeah. Is it a 5-star book? No. Am I having loads of fun while reading it? Yes. So I've got under 100 pages left of that, and I did not plan. I thought I was going to read that for a few days, because obviously it's Christmas Day tomorrow, and I would probably finish it sometime tomorrow, but I'm going to finish that probably this morning after my walk. Does it need to be 600 pages long? No, it does not. The time skips at the start especially are a bit too much. You never really get settled into the story. You're whipped backwards and forwards, and there's a lot going on. We've got different Londons to account for as well. So it is all just a bit too chaotic at the start, and I like to get settled into a world, into a book at the beginning, and coming back to this world, it's great. I love the Shades of Magic series, but you never got that feeling of getting back into the story for quite a chunk of the start of the book. And I've seen quite a few complaints about this one as well. There are still time skips now as we are meeting other characters and we get their backstory, but it's settled better into the story later on. Also, I'm not convinced there's enough plot for 600 pages. Yeah, it's fun, there's investigations, there's mysteries, there's things going on, but I'm still not convinced it needed to be a 600-page book. And it is very much setting up. We are setting up for the rest of the trilogy, I think it's going to be. Will I read them all? Of course I bloody will. But it has that feeling, when you read a trilogy and the second book is setting up the third book. So book 1 introduces you to the world and it's great. You meet the characters and the world is fantastic. And then it sort of resolves itself. Book 2 sets up book 3. This is setting up. That's definitely setting up for what comes in the rest of the trilogy or series or whatever it's going to be. It's great. I'm enjoying myself so much, but that is where we are with it. And I still maintain that if this is not a starting point, this is book 4. Yes, it's a new trilogy, but you really need to read Shades of Magic before you read this, because even though it does have a few callbacks and sort of explains what's going on with a few people and a few things, you're going to lose so much of what's going on in the world building if you haven't read it. And there are references to previous plot points which are now getting resolved, so definitely do not start with that one, because I've seen a few people mention it. No, you can't. So that's where I am this morning. I've got 2 videos to record today. I planned to do them yesterday, and then I got 478 pages into Fragile Threads of Power. I did read a little bit this morning, but I read most of this yesterday. But yeah, I'm going to go for a walk, get some fresh air, and then get ready for recording and lunch, and, you know, just have a fairly relaxing day. Even though I'm on my own tomorrow, I think it's going to be quite busy. Oh, and I won't be vlogging tomorrow. I won't be doing any vlogging tomorrow, so this will just skip to Tuesday after today, because, you know, it's Christmas Day. I'm going to give myself the day off. I will still be doing some reading, and I say I'm not going to vlog. I may pop on at some point. I don't know. But yeah, that's where I am this morning. I want to finish this, but I really need to go and just go outside and move around a bit, because I spent the day on the sofa reading that yesterday. So I need to go out, get some steps in. Right, I'm going to go and do that now. It is getting for 1:30, I think, maybe. I just checked the time and I've completely forgotten. So I've just recorded my 2023 goals wrap up and what I was set for 2024. It's a lot of rambling, so we'll have a look at it in a bit. But I am going to go and finish Fragile Threads of Power. I did have a review that I would like to have recorded today, but I'm just not quite in the mood to record a review. So I'll probably do that later on in the week, once, you know, the next couple of days are over, because it's just going to be busy. And this one will be fairly decent to edit. Yeah, I just keep looking at my TBR pile, and it's a lot. So hopefully I can get that worked on, you know, while I don't have a job. I know I keep mentioning I don't have a job. It's a big thing. So I'm going to go and finish Fragile Threads of Power, and then I can edit this, and then I don't know. Let's just see what happens for the rest of the day. It's 2:30. I finally finished the Fragile Threads of Power. I was reading the last couple of chapters and people kept phoning me, so finally got that done. So I'm going to go and change into something cozy and then edit the video for tonight. Yes. And then decide what to read next. I might read some more of The View from the Cheap Seats. Everything's over here. And then I don't know to go to The Final Strife or Seasonal Fears. I haven't decided yet, but I need to go and catch up on things and get the video up tonight. And then Wednesday, I think I'm going to do last week's vlog. I was hoping for 3 videos in a week, but I still feel really out of practice at YouTube, so I don't want to rush everything all at once. So this coming week, there's 2 videos. One's going to go up now, later, and then, yeah, Wednesday. And then maybe the week after that we can start the 3 videos a week to start building things up again. But yeah, let's go and deal with stuff, get the video up, and then we can just relax for the evening. I probably should have got the tripod. I did bring it back downstairs. Makeup is off. Skin is currently unhappy. It's probably stress. Video is saving, so I'm just waiting for that to go, and then I can get that uploaded. But I thought I would come on and let you know that I've chosen to read Seasonal Fears, and I even brought the dust jacket down so you weren't just looking at a plain black book. So it's a little bit more visually interesting. I don't know a whole lot about Seasonal Fears. Oh, do you ever get it when your eye just twitches? I think I'm still tired. So Middle Game, which was the first book in the series, so much hype all over BookTube. Everyone was reading it. I really enjoyed it. And then Seasonal Fears came out. Arcs went out. People were like, yeah, really excited. Not heard anything about it. It is rated a little bit lower than Middle Game. But it's more in the Up and Under-ish vein. Or that was a spin-off of Middle Game. So we'll see what this one's about. But a 3rd book in the series has been announced, and that's out later on next year. So I want to get this one read, because I'm just uploading my goals, but one of the things I want to do is not really buy more of series until I've read the books I already have of series. It's not something that I've added to my goals. It's just something I would like to do. Yes. So I don't know if I'm going to start this tonight or if I'm going to read a couple more bits from View from the Cheap Seats or work on my book journal, because that still needs catching up and I refuse to be behind for the new year. So I don't know yet. It's still fairly early. I mean, it's still light, so it's not even that late. But yeah, I'm going to see how that video is going and get that uploaded for you. And hopefully that won't be too late. Might start this tonight, might do a couple of entries in the book journal. We'll see. So, slight angle change. My phone was about to run out of battery, currently plugged in. If you ever want to make anyone feel really awkward, just mention before Christmas that you've got made redundant. I'm trying not to make it my entire personality, but it's a big thing. But I was speaking to someone earlier and they were like, they didn't know. They were, oh, how long have you got off for Christmas? Yeah, about that. It just makes it really awkward. It does. Anyway, I'll stop. Good morning. It is just after 9 a.m. on Tuesday the 26th of December, and I took yesterday off because I felt like it. I did some cooking and relaxing, a little bit of reading, eating lots of chocolates and snuggling the cats, so it was a good time. But we're back into it today, and I do have a couple of reading updates. So, Seasonal Fears by Shauna Maguire has gone back onto the TBR pile. I tried to get into it, and looking at the reviews is quite a complicated one, and I don't think that's quite what I really want right now. I just want something a little bit easier to get through. So it's gone back on the TBR pile. It might just be it's one for later, we'll see. I've also put View from the Cheap Seats back on the TBR pile because I was looking through and realising that I would have to read about 100 pages a day of it, and that's really not how that book wants to be consumed. What I have read of it so far has been great, but I don't want to read loads of it all at once. All the essays and speeches, they just need to be sort of read and appreciated for what each one is, rather than, reading 6 or 7 of them all in one go. So that's gone back on the pile. Maybe pick that up in the new year and then just dip in and out of it, and it takes as long as it takes. So I still have The Final Strife on the coffee table. Now, I know I don't really want to start anything big at this point of the year. I just want to start wrapping things up. But it's not a huge series. I do have book 2 upstairs, and I don't think I'd get to book 2 this side of the new year. So I don't know. But what I did do yesterday was I went and had a look in my books, and I did pick one up and started it. And this is World Running Down by Al Hess. I got 28 pages in, and I'm enjoying it so far. But I wasn't really in a reading mood yesterday evening. It was all the food and the Prosecco, and and weirdly for me, I've stopped partway through a chapter, which I don't normally do. I suspect I was playing Candy Crush as well and got distracted. So it looks like we've got 2 point of views this one, Valentine and Osric, and we've just met Osric and we've got their point of view in the second chapter, so we are switching between the two. This is quite an interesting world. I've not seen a huge amount of it so far. I'm only 28 pages in. So it's post-apocalyptic by the looks of it. And then people run between cities and settlements, taking supplies and resources and things through. And then there's pirates on salt flats. And that's really what we've met of the world so far. So, and there's also a couple of characters. So there's Valentine and Osric as well. I wanted something that seemed to be a standalone, and I think that's a standalone. Could be wrong. I couldn't see anything about it being a series on Goodreads. So that's where we are this morning. What else? I think I'm going to walk into town in a bit. Probably leave here about 10 because it's a bank holiday, so stuff will be open late anyway. I was saving that Waterstones voucher, or it's not a Waterstones voucher, it's a voucher I can spend in Waterstones that I mentioned. Was it in my goals for 2024 video when I said I was trying to cut down the TBR and then got given this voucher? And I've been saving that for the Waterstones half price hardcover sale, which it doesn't look like they're doing this year. So I don't know. So I might go into town. I might see if Waterstones does have anything on, because I think the local ones can run different sales. So we shall see. I also want to go into Boots and see if there's any offers like on the holiday sets of the skincare I use, because it's not cheap skincare. It's not really expensive, but it would be nice to see if there's anything in the sale. And as it's a bank holiday today and it's Boxing Day, I don't know if the buses are running or if they're running on a Sunday schedule. So it might be nice to go and get some steps in, actually. It's about a 45-minute walk into town, which isn't too bad. But I'm disappointed if Waterstones don't have the half-price hardcover sale on, because I was saving that voucher for it. But never mind, if it's not on, that voucher can be used for other reading things. We'll see. So that's where I am this morning. Kitties are settled down for a sleep. Lila's just been a bit cuddly today. And yeah, that's where we are on Tuesday. Quick update 10 seconds later. I've had the sale email from Waterstones. It's not a blanket sale on half-price hardcovers. Disappoint. I'm going to go and have a look, see what's going on in the shop anyway, because there might be some offers. Might be something I'm interested in. I do have a voucher. I want to spend it. But it's too early to go in. Don't even know if the shop's open yet. Made it to town. So it's about 1 o'clock now. I've just got home from town. I walked both ways. It's a long way. And my feet are sore and I just want to relax for the rest of the afternoon, and I think that's what I'm going to do. It wasn't a successful trip into town, or maybe it was because I didn't really buy anything. So maybe that is successful. I went into Boots and I immediately regretted going into Boots. It was absolute carnage. There wasn't even really anything decent left. I was hoping for, I don't know, a nice Soap and Glory gift set. No, just a couple of little bits with a face scrubber, and that was it. Waterstone sale was disappointing, let's just say that. I feel sorry for the woman behind the counter, because I heard her explain about, no, they can't do the half-price hardcover sale this year, they're very sorry. I saw a couple of people on Twitter saying it was only 2021, but they definitely had it in my Waterstones at least last year, and they pulled everything out of the stock room that sort of was backstocked, and the shop was busier than I'd ever seen it before. So the shop was empty today. There was a couple of books in the science fiction and fantasy section that were half price. Really random selection. Nothing that I wanted, and one thing that I already had. So I didn't get anything from that sale. They did have Serpent and the Wings of Night in. But at the moment, with obviously not having any budget for books other than that gift card, I want to buy things that I'm going to read rather than things that I've already read, just because it's out with Tor rather than self-published for my collection. What I did end up buying with my gift voucher was Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands by Heather Fawcett. Now, I'd heard that some Waterstones had put this out early, but I had been into mine since then and I hadn't seen it. So this isn't due out till mid-January. And it was £3 off the cover price. So I used my voucher for this because I really enjoyed Encyclopedia of Fairies. So I think that solves my problem of not starting anything big before the new year, because once I've read World Running Down, I'm going to read this one. It is so pretty. And other than that, I stopped off at Asda on the way home, and they had Christmas chocolate reduced. So that was a win for me. I bought some Christmas chocolate because, you know, I don't have enough chocolate in the house. So I got a couple of bits, and really that's it. Had a quick look around the clothes, and that was my purchases. This, and some chocolate and some Brussels sprouts, because I want to make Bubble and Squeak this afternoon. So I got some leftover mash, and I didn't have any sprouts in. So that's it. That's all I did in town. Hey Lila, do you want to be in the vlog? You're a cuddly girl tonight, aren't you? It is just after 7 p.m. Lila has taken herself off somewhere, I don't know. The vlog is not vlogging, really, is it? I keep forgetting to come on. I'm not really doing anything interesting at the moment. I feel like next week, when I actually start the job hunt properly, I'll have more to update. And at the moment, I'm just kind of flopping around and reading, and that's pretty much it. Speaking of reading, I am going to read some more of World Running Down. I am really enjoying this one. I got to page 64 earlier. I did some more cooking this evening. So tomorrow's Wednesday, so it might be bin day tomorrow. It's supposed to be bin day today, but it's a bank holiday. They didn't come. So I can't lie in because I have to get the bin out in the morning. Do you know, house things. So yeah, I'm going to read. I'm going to try and remember to update you before I go to bed. I currently have a Spencer asleep in my lap, and I am also falling asleep because I walked quite far today, and now I'm tired. I didn't quite make it up to page 100 of World Running Down, but I am falling asleep. So we're going to come back to this in the morning, and I'm going to go to sleep and snuggle up with Spencer because she likes to sleep on the bed. Good morning. It is just before 10 a.m. on Wednesday the 27th of December. I am busy editing last week's vlog. I gave myself plenty of time to edit it, and I still left it till the day I want to upload it. So that is my main job this morning, is to get that done. It's a weekly vlog, so there's quite a lot of footage, but not as much as I'd hoped, if that makes sense, because I kept forgetting to record. Spencer is currently asleep on the sofa where I like to sit, so I'm just going to leave her there. And Lila is also curled up downstairs. So I did a little bit more reading of World Running Down, and I will be going back to that, but my main job is to get this editing done. So I thought I'd just come in and say, hi, it's Wednesday, and then when this is all done, we'll get into more things, I think, because I do have a couple of things to mention this morning. Nothing major, just, updates. So it's coming up to 11:45 now. I have finished editing the vlog from last week, so that is just currently saving. I realised while editing I wear this hoodie and my purple one a lot, but they're comfortable and they're cosy and they're warm. And in this week's vlog, I continue to be comfortable and cosy and warm, so I wear them a lot. It's been quite chilly the last few days, and today's raining and miserable, so why not just have something comfortable? So yeah, these hoodies are going to feature a lot. It's either this or my big giant green fluffy thing, which I like to wear in the evenings. Reading update. I'm unfortunately going to DNF World Running Down, and I quite enjoyed this at the start. Getting to know the world, there's been this massive climate change, some kind of climate disaster that people could obviously see coming. And I really enjoy getting to know Valentine and Ace and Osric and all their stories and everything that's going on with them and what they wanted out of life. And their stories were really interesting, and they're really, really vibrant characters. But it's just the pacing that's not doing it for me. So I'm about halfway through the book, and sometimes it reads really quickly, and then sometimes it takes me forever to get through even 10 or 20 pages, and I'm finding that there's a bit of plot, and then we have some personal development and discussions, and then a little bit more plot, and then back to the discussions, a bit more plot. So it just feels very uneven, the pacing, and I don't feel like we're always moving forwards with what's going on in the world and the book, and even the characters sometimes. So it's making it so that when I push it down to do other things, it's not forefront in my mind to go, oh, I can't wait to get back to that book, which to me is a sign that I'm really just going to take forever to get through to the end, and perhaps I should put it down. So my plan was, after reading that one, to really not focus on reading anything else for the rest of the year, because there's only 4.5 days left of the year, and I was going through, was it last night or yesterday morning or something, coming up with a few video ideas to do, and my book journal. Forever my book journal. It makes it sound like I don't enjoy doing it. I do. I just get behind, and then it becomes this massive thing that I just keep putting off, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But when I actually do it, I really enjoy it. So I'm thinking that There's a short story collection I want to read from Trudy Skies. It's part of the Cruel Gods world. It's fairly short, so I might pick that up, and then that's it. Because I would like to get everything caught up by the end of the year. I would like to have my book journal caught up. I'd like to have my videos written by the end of the year, so I can go into the new year fresh, and I can get other videos done, other reviews done, work on the SBFBO stuff, without really cramming it into the last day of the year. So I think I'm gonna pop this on the DNF pile, and then see how I feel this afternoon. Yeah. Which is a shame, because I was enjoying it at the start, but now I'm just not getting on with it, which is always disappointing when you read a book, but it's just what happens. So I'm going to go and see how the rendering is going. I'm going to go and get my bin in, because the bin lorry has just been passed, so today was actually the day. And then think about some lunch soon. So please ignore the noise in the background, but I became a member of the Air Fryer Club over Christmas. My mum and dad bought me one. I had been thinking about getting one for a while, and then now I have one. So I'll just show you. So I have a dual drawer one, which I'm really looking forward to, because I can use them at different temperatures. I just have something in this section at the moment. I have some pigs in blankets, which I've had sat in my freezer for a little while. So I'm really looking forward to getting to use this one and trying out all the different things, trying out some recipes online, and just getting to grips with it, because my oven is not great and this is much more fun. It's 8:15 and I've just sat down and I have finished Tales from Across the Domains by Trudy Skies. That was so much fun. If you enjoyed the Cruel Gods series, then definitely get that. So it has a short story from each of the domains, and then there's a story from Chime, and there's a lot of familiar names and characters, and we find out a few things about each of them. So that was just a wonderful collection. It was lovely to be back in that universe, because I really, really love the Cruel Gods series, and I'm waiting for book 3. So that, I think that's going to be my last read of the year, because I really need to catch up on stuff, and that's what I want to spend the next few days doing. So I might squeeze in another read. I'm not going to promise it. Book journal is priority tomorrow, and then getting a few things written. So I'm still going to be fairly busy with book stuff, just not reading, because I really need to catch up with everything. So I think that's it for tonight. Not quite ready for bed. I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, that was so much fun. I had no idea. I found this randomly a while ago, and I hadn't seen it advertised before, so I was quite pleased to find it. Good morning. It's about 11:15 on Thursday the 28th of December. We're all tired in the house today because last night it was so windy last night, and it was really loud wind, if that makes sense. Plus, everyone's wheelie bins were emptied yesterday, so everybody's was banging around and moving around. There was just a lot of noise. The cats were unhappy about it. Spencer usually comes upstairs with me, as every time I turned over she was just ears pricked up wanting to know what the noise was. And it got to the point that even Lila came upstairs, and she doesn't tend to come upstairs in the night. Or if she does, she'll just sit on the window rather than stand on me and demand to know what's happening. So I don't think either Kitty got much sleep last night. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night because of the noise, so it's going to be a quiet day today. But I've already been fairly busy. I've already been out and done my shopping today, which I'm really pleased I actually went and did it. And I've already put it away, so it's a job that's done. So what is today going to bring? I said yesterday that I don't have a lot of plans to do any more reading this year, and I'm pretty much going to stick to that. I'm going to try and get caught up with my book journal and with all the videos I want to make on YouTube. I'm going to not say I'm going to sit and write everything today. Just catching up with the book journal today is going to be a big enough job. And there's a few things I want to do around the house that I've really been just not doing, so I really want to get a few things done today. What else? If I do get caught up quite nicely with the videos that I want to do and my book journal, I might get an SBFBA finalist in, see if I can squeeze that in the end of the year, but it's not going to be a major plan. The major plan is get caught up with everything else, get a few jobs done around the house. I've got to put some washing on, I've got a couple of loads to do today. So just general pottering about and catching up and things, and probably eating some Christmas chocolate because there's still plenty of that left. Yes, but yeah, no huge plans today or tomorrow, and probably not Saturday and Sunday as well, so we'll just see how the day turns out.